Alright guys, so I'm currently on my third run here in the Demon's Castle, and a lot of you guys are requesting and asking how to finish this second dungeon. So I'll just be casual and straightforward in this video because I really don't have time to write scripts or edit and things like those. And I just want to help you guys and give you some tips on how to clear this, because even I myself with a good lineup had some problems when I was streaming this the other day. It actually failed a few times here. First things first, Demon's Castle 25th floor is a 400k recommended total power. So the first thing that you have to do here is to get rid of that red TP. If you can't, then it's gonna be super hard. So to compute for the red TP, your target will be 85% of this 400k. So that's gonna be 340k. So I uploaded a video before regarding my tips on crafting your weapons. If you're having problems with total power, one of the things that you can do is to just get the substitute weapons if you have a high advancement weapon on your main character. Even if you're not using them, even if it doesn't make sense to put them, you can use them just to get rid of the penalty and lessen the penalty. And by the way, even if you're in the white zone already, there's still gonna be some sort of penalty. I tested that before. You can test that as well in other areas. Your crit rate's gonna be affected, precision, damage, everything's gonna be affected. The next thing that you kind of want to prepare here is that your lineup should have a solid DPS, and in this case, this is an exclusive like water element dungeon. So if you don't have Alicia or at least a DPS like Saw with A5 or high advancement weapons or A5 upgrade or tier A5 hunters, then it might be difficult. If you have Cha, I'm not sure if you can manage with Chahe in. Probably yes, but probably harder or more difficult. So for the lineup, you need a breaker there. Ideally, it's Saw, because Saw can deal good amount of damage as well. But the problem is if you have a low advancement Saw, the break is pretty decent but not that OP. Okay, but still you gotta have something to use. Your next option is Nab. Nab is a good breaker as well, especially at A2. But I figure, like, I assume that a lot of you guys have not invested yet on this unit. No one's gonna invest that much resources, I believe. So for the gears, you have to build your solid analysis. Okay, this is absolutely necessary. Solid analysis increase your damage when the target's shield is broken, and when attacking enemies that have elemental weakness, the break effect increases by 30%. And also, as for the gameplay explanation, in every skill you cast, this one, you're gonna gain training stack. When the stack reaches 3 times, you're gonna activate the heavy version of the skills. Okay, and when breaking shields, don't use this, guys. Don't prioritize using this. Instead, use this lightning kick, because this is the one that has a good breaking effectiveness by 50%. So even at A0, you'll have that, I believe. But if you get A2, even better. If your Saw is not really DPS, you have the option to use Outstanding Connection. So for Alicia, just increase the DPS. I always do this, guys. So my Jinwoo has probably the best items, and when I'm having a hard time on my hunter content, I transfer Jinwoo's main items over to my hunters. You can do that as well. I highly recommend. I think I was having a hard time in 25F, even with A5 Alicia without Jinwoo's gears. For the support unit, well, it's a kind of case-to-case basis, but if you have Alicia as your DPS, make sure you have someone in your team with a guardian set. So basically, guardian set gives damage dealt increase by 10% whenever someone casts a shield, even if it's not her. Okay, so if Alicia casts the shield, you're gonna get that damage increase. That's gonna help you a lot with the DPS problems. And also, to further increase your DPS, and you have to pay attention to the timing of the burst window. They do have some special effects as well. So for example, this iron has a defense decrease debuff for 10 seconds with a value of 12%. And that's gonna be very helpful because hunter content doesn't have Song Jinwoo for the shadow step. For other DPS, I don't really know. I haven't tested Cha there yet. My Cha is so weak. I don't want to use her anymore in this content. Even with the fair content, my Cha is having problems already because of the lack of survivability. She's strong in terms of dealing burst damage, but that's pretty much about it. I don't know if there are still other options. I don't think SR unit TPS are gonna be able to do much. But the next thing that you kind of want to do after all of those, okay, is to farm your blessings here. You can actually repeat this stage to reset all of your 3 blessings, but I still have to try if this is gonna be enough. Okay, so you can farm and until you get what you're looking for. So what are you looking for actually? So for the blessings, because there's a lot of blessings, crit rate, crit damage increase, ultimate skills, break effectiveness, attack percent, core attack damage for Alicia, things like those. So I don't have the specific list. You can just try it out and see what you're gonna get. But if you're lacking damage and lacking breaking capabilities, just try to get them from here. It's gonna be a farming game, so you're gonna have to do that if your character is behind in terms of firepower. Okay, this one is wearing outstanding connection. So Guardian set, when Alicia casts shield, damage increase buff, then so will just be there to just do some breaking and focus on the second skill again, guys. So I think it's something like this and this one. We can buff with Maelin later because there's not gonna be much DPS unless you break the shields. So I think they adjusted something when it comes to the damage when the enemies still have shields. So we're not gonna be able to burst them even with shields on. So that's gonna give more value on shield breakers. So you guys can actually just go all in here. So just keep on pressing your E skill here, and once you clear those shields, and this guy is a bit softer than the second one, so I would suggest not using your skills yet, much of your burst damage yet here. So again guys, this is A5. You're gonna see like insane damage here, but I think even with just a decent A2, Alicia is probably gonna kill that. Probably a bit slower, but still will be able to kill that. So this part right here, we're already set up. This one needs breaking, so just go straight into QTE, then second skill. Okay, so this one is the tanky one here in this stage. So this is where I normally use my entire burst damage. So it's really hard, guys. It's really hard. As you can see, this is like literally like high stats Alicia. This is not the main gears yet of Jinwoo. I can do this faster, but okay, this is more kind of realistic when it comes to the stats of the artifacts, because my Jinwoo artifacts are already like super insane. Okay, just wait for that and then just break that again. So if your Saw is not DPS, don't use her for DPS. Okay. This one also needs breaking. Okay, this one also needs breaking, I think. And can't absorb dark damage. Okay, so QT, very important. And just dodge, and you have to keep on breaking. You're gonna be able to break these guys pretty easily if you have a solid analysis on your Saw. And just try to, if you don't have the lineup that I'm using, just try to make some adjustments. I'm pretty sure you're gonna figure something out. So this one I think is also not that tanky, so we're gonna save all our burst damage over on the next one. But guys, again, this is a DPS test dungeon. My DPS is already high, but sometimes it's still not enough. Okay, I know how hard this dungeon is when it comes to DPSing. So if you don't have enough DPS yet, then nothing we can do about that. You can try to use your oh, I wasn't able to break that. You can try to use your blessings and just farm more blessings. So we probably should have used our shadow. So whenever you're throwing your ultimate, make sure that you have your shadows as well. That's gonna help a lot in DPS, and decrease depth here is very very effective. So we already have that decreased depth, a bit out of timing. There, 12% from iron. So as you can see, even with ISO, really difficult. So I would recommend if you have Alicia, try to get some core damage increase from the 2 or 3 of those, and damage to monsters increase, things like those. Let's see, maybe we can try that. Just so we can show it to you. Okay, so for this one, I just used my old Black Lion set on Alicia. I have 16,375 attack. Okay, so my mail-in is gonna be A2 soon. I'm just I haven't pressed it yet because I need to test it and see whether there's gonna be a big improvement. So let's just leave her at that. But I think one of the things that's messing me up here, that's why I'm having a hard time finishing this as well during our run right now, is the total power. So maybe we can do a different approach with Alicia, and if we still can't finish it, then I don't know how. I don't know how. But yeah, the blessings are gonna play a huge part there. I'm gonna farm that because each epic, or the purple ones, can give around 25% each for attack damage. Oops, we did a bit of a mistake there. Okay, so breaking is still the priority here. Oops. Or should we have? I already forgot what we did here. But just looking at how tanky they are, seems like it's hopeless for like majority of the population, right? No joke, they're so tanky. This is crazy. This is really hard content. But yeah, I think we're gonna melt these guys if we add the proper blessings for our DPSs. For DPS, I think you can use the ultimate skill damage increase. Okay, he already has a defense debuff here, and Frozen, the yellow one. It's time to use our burst, and then after this, he's gonna do some mechanics. We don't need to switch to others yet, to other units yet. I think. Can you guys see the difference? Like, okay, broken, and you actually. And let me just pause it real quick. You actually don't need to, get to your support if not needed anymore. Okay, you can just press it manually and transfer to your character to save time. Then go ahead to the next stage. So we can't hit this yet. We can wait for the QTE. Fast break. And actually we might need to use some of our shadows already, but Yeah, for just for the sake of showing it to you guys. This is hopeless for most people. It's crazy. Okay, we only have a minute left. Imagine that. Imagine that, guys. Okay, we messed that up again. Okay, got it. This is whale content. Let's just use this chance. Frozen. This is the true power of A5. I don't know what he's gonna do. We can actually probably have another rotation there, or just wait it out. So it's either you can go for the buff or just go directly to your DPS manually and then go to your support, and then you're gonna have another QTE for another set of DPS. So my goodness. We only have 13 seconds left. And the break mechanics appeared. Oh no. He can't be frozen. Okay, so we only have 0.34 seconds remaining. But we weren't trying hard. But the pacing here is gonna be different for all of us. Okay? So just try to get your pacing right. So yeah, I think that's this one. This stage is really difficult, and you need a really good breaker and a really good DPS. I think for that particular thing, before you can actually go here. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm having a hard time as well. Before you go here, you have to get your proper blessings here. And if that still isn't enough, if you already did my suggestions, I think I think it's time to top up. No, just kidding. I think the next method will be just wait it out and farm the artifacts first in the easy mode or somewhere here. Probably not worth it if you can't reach this one. The easy mode, and then increase your total power more. I think those are the only things that I can suggest to you guys, and hopefully you got some ideas as well to help you out. And I'm really sorry that I can't show you something that's not a pay to win here. So I'm a spender, but I'm not a big spender, as you can see. I don't even have weapons, but I have the meta. I have the meta. It just so happened that I have the meta lineup right now, and that's why I'm having so much easier time compared to most other people, especially those who skip Alicia. Oh no, I'm not sure how it's gonna work out for people who doesn't have Alicia. That's crazy. It's unimaginable for this one. But of course, since this is an end game content, we really have to just be patient, just like how we were patient when we were trying to farm tier 10 Cerberus, the tier 10 Arachnid, and those guys, Igris tier 10. So it's gonna come, don't worry. If you still can't, just farm for the first week, farm the second week, improve your total power. Once you get out of the red zone and come close to the recommended total power, I think it's gonna be much easier.